I am about to do my journaling for today, leading myself into step 2 of ecstatic manifestation. But before I do that, I wanted to speak to this very important, very vital place that I'm in now. So I started this journey with you on YouTube 2 months ago, and I started with like business and audience. And then a couple weeks ago, I took a little deviation. It wasn't really a deviation. It was more like this needs to be tended to into body stuff. So I started at step 1 with my body. And I'm in this moment with both of these things simultaneously. Um, One is that I think now's the moment they're about to converge. I'm about to reunite them as I step into the next place. But this is the place in both parts of my life where a lot of times if people reach this moment, they give up. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to start with my body. So I went through step 1, clearing the space. And as a result of clearing the space, I had new energy. I had new ways of thinking. I had new desires and I had new actions that just spontaneously arose from clearing my space. Go visit the last several videos. You'll see all about that. And I was talking about this beautiful place that rises out of clearing your space. It's this interplay between inspiration, information, and inspired action. Triple I. Inspiration, information, inspired action. At some point, and for me, that's right now, that energy that just naturally freed up and naturally had me in that play place fizzles out a little bit. And again, this is the place where people, when they experience this, they're like, that's it. The manifestation didn't come in. I don't know what I want. I don't know what my desire is. I thought it was this, but that's not really that big of a deal. And da 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 da. I'm not immune to this, you guys. This is part of what happens. So I was having a little bit of this myself, even though I'm still doing the actions that, like the new actions. Um, some of my thoughts were like, well, even if I just do these, then I'm, only going to get so far and I'll probably just end up back where I was and mer, 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 mer. So then this morning I was like, okay, first of all, stop it. New energy is new energy. And yes, that there is that initial like excitement when energy gets liberated and it feels like you're in a wave and you are being carried by this wave and it's incredible, right? And then when that wave dies down, it feels like a lull, or sometimes it feels a little depressive, or sometimes it feels like a lack of excitement, a lack of manifestation. Like we assign lack to it, but really it has just stabilized. And so what I recognized this morning is I didn't lose anything at the end of this wave. My standards, my minimum standards have gone up. I now have a higher minimum standard for myself than I did 2 weeks ago. That in itself is a big deal. Like I said, I am still doing the things that naturally came out of that movement, and I want to keep doing them. Like they feel easy. They're already incorporated. I've, created a maintenance for myself in them. And they are more than I was doing, and they feel better than I felt before. And my thoughts are not the same. Like I don't feel trapped. I don't feel like I've lost my power. I feel like I have some power. But the thing that is a little feels lost at the end of this is the momentum. But guys, the great news is that was step 1. You have 4 more steps. You've just started. You've just barely started. And when I teach this live, that's why I love to have a cadence of meeting every 2 weeks. And then we stay connected in between in Telegram, where I'll throw in prompts to, activate people to answer throughout the day and stuff. But that gives each step its full cycle because what I want for the people who participate with me and join me in my spaces, like I've talked about this before, like I follow these manifestation people and they're like, oh, this trick, like do this trick, do this quick method. And like that stuff maybe works sometimes, but I want you to have not just sustained success in the thing you're bringing the first time, but I want you to have the tools and the know-how of like the next time you're ready to create something, this is what you do. And it gets easier each time, and it gets faster each time, even if it's in a different part of your life. So these are the things that create sustained success. So yeah, that first energy burst has subsided now. Cool. I recognize I'm not living in the same place that I was 2 weeks ago. Cool. What's next? And what's next is desire. So finding true desire. And like I said, I'm going to journal about this after. And this step, I'm also going to give some time before I get into action. Again, if I have inspired action coming through, great. Like I'm going to do it. I'm not going to stop myself, but I'm not going to push myself into the next step yet. I want to be with each step and like let it have its own energy and its own momentum and its own wave, and then I can keep writing it. And I'm saying this to myself. I'm always saying this to myself as well as to you because I know what it's like to want to just be there already, right? We want to just be there already. It's manifesting. Like, hello. But again, especially if this is like if you're playing with the places that have felt like they've been stuck for months, years, a lifetime, like, give it the couple months. It's going to be great. Manifestation, big manifestation in 2 months is awesome. So in the world of audience and business, I just got to tell you, this is hilarious. I don't um so I mentioned in my last video, I'm feeling like I wanted to focus on my body. I feel like everything kind of has its own momentum right now, and that's great. And so I didn't feel a need to push anything until I kind of like got my body stuff back, like up with the rest of it. Like, let's get to a maintenance place with everything, and then we'll move forward to desire or, action manifestation. And I said this before too, but if there is something that's in your life that's in that stagnant manifestation phase, even if it doesn't seem related to like the manifestation you have in the front of mind, it's going to hold you back. It doesn't mean it's going to stop the other thing, but it's going to like that's creating a lot of weighted energy for you. So I really like if there's anything that you feel that um place of desperation or place of stuckness, take it through these steps. It'll help everything else. It'll give everything else buoyancy that you want to lift into the world. Promise. It's going to be good. It's going to be good, y'all. So, the only business practice I've been doing lately has been these YouTube videos. And I do see each time I load a video, I see like I have subscribers. I have under 200 right now. I'm grateful for every single one of you. Thank you for being here. Um, but under 200, like that's not a huge number of people in the YouTube world. And I have 1 to 3 digit views on each video. Usually it's a 2 digit number of views. And I don't know how many people are following this whole journey, but I see those numbers and I'm grateful for them, but I'm not like, oh my God, blah, 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 like this is huge. But I'm also just enjoying doing my journey and I'm enjoying sharing it. And that's what I'm here to do more than like right now, I'm not trying to sell something. Like I am talking about my journal. I'm even, bringing forward like come join me for free in Telegram. The link is always in the description. But I'm not like pushing anything right now. Right now, I'm enjoying being in the journey myself. And so I got an email yesterday from YouTube and it was like, look at your May review. And usually when I get those emails, I ignore them because I don't like, I don't have a huge audience. I don't have a lot of numbers. So I'm like, I already kind of see what I have, like I see that a couple times a week when I'm posting. But this time I opened the email and it said, congratulations, you've just reached 100,000 views. And I'm like, what? I'm like, this is what? I'm like, am I reading this right? Is it telling me that's my next milestone is 100,000 views? And I've been posting on YouTube maybe for 10 years. I was actually going to look before I got on here. Um, I could do that right now actually because I'm curious. But but it's always been like, 1 to 3 digit views. Like it's really and then there have been some random shorts that I've put out that have hit like 1,000 or maybe 2,000 or something. But I'm like 100,000. Like what are you? I don't understand. So I started going through my videos and there was one from 2024 that I posted when I was doing Live in Your Vision with Kim. And okay, so my first YouTube video was in tw 2012. And I haven't been posting regularly since then, but I have posted since then. And I talked about in 2014, I was talking about cleansing and doing some videos with friends and stuff. So anyway, I've been around for a while, but I've never blown up or really had anything go viral except again for those random shorts. And so I look back and there are three main videos that have 5 digit, like one was 15,000, one was 19,000, and one was 59,000 people. And I'm like, what? And I did just look this morning. I don't know how to look at the analytics on my phone, but I looked on my computer before I started this. And all of like almost all of those views, because I posted it 2 years ago, and I knew at the time, again, I would go on and post things semi-regularly while I was teaching and stuff. And I knew at the time that it had maybe a couple hundred views or something. It wasn't a huge amount. And since April of this year, it has now hit 59,000 views. So this is 2 years later. And I don't know anything about YouTube's algorithm, like maybe because I'm posting more, maybe they're pushing my videos more, maybe it got hit the right list or, something. I don't know. It just seems wild to me. So, anyway, 59,000 views on that one video and hit 100,000 for myself. So, this place in like audience and work realm. So, one, I could be like, "Oh my God, yes, chase the numbers, bitch. Woo woo woo." And I am like, I'm happy for my account that that happened. But I know that the chasing numbers side of things leads to like, why did this video go viral? What do I need to do for YouTube's algorithm? Da 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 da. Why did it happen 2 years after I posted it? Like I could go into a mental spin about that, which would burn me out pretty fast. Um, or another version of that, well, but like the opposite side of that could be, oh, well, I mean, yeah, I have 100,000 views, but like it's not on my current stuff, and that's the stuff that I'm like excited to share. And that video didn't really have anything to do with like the rest of my work, and it's just blah blah blah. Like, what's the point? Like I got what I wanted, but not in the way that I wanted, like that story. So those are very common spirals that people go into in this kind of situation. Like, oh my God, it blows my nervous system out. I can't believe I got that many. How do I recreate that? La 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 la. Or, well, I said I wanted this, but and you gave it to me, but that's not really what I wanted. And like I said at the beginning, this is another way that a person might like hit this moment and then quit. This isn't it. This isn't what I wanted. Forget it. Never mind. No, 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 no. This is a moment. This is like birds and twigs, remember? Or birds and twigs or twigs and berries. We're celebrating the things that are coming toward us. And I could say this about the body stuff too. Like we're celebrating the things that are coming toward us, the things we're doing, the things we're inspired by, the new information, the new ways of being that are on the way to our manifestation. Like, cool. I don't know why it happened, but I'm really glad. 100,000 views is nothing to scoff at. Now I want to get even clearer about what I want. So, not that I want to try to do that again or make it wrong. I just want to get clearer. I want to be more refined. So, these two places, I really want to speak to them because there is this lag. You're going to find this period of lag. And again, this is like where people will give up. And I'll say Bailey Sarian again, nay, 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 folks, you are not giving up. You have just begun. So I'm going to get off. I'm going to start doing my desire journaling. And of course, I'm going to share it with you guys. And again, I'm not going to rush this. So it's not like I mean, I don't know yet. It's not like I necessarily do one prompt and then I'm like, that's it. I know what I want. That's it. That's the life for me. I will say, because I keep talking about finding myself in a place of like coming from what I thought I wanted before and now like recognizing what I want isn't the same. And so now I'm like finding the new place, which actually has a very different energy and a very different picture. Like when I was in 2024, had quit my job, trying to build my business, desperate, desperate, desperate. I was following all the people that were like, get $20,000 months, get $30,000 months, get $40,000 months, da, 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 da. And I'm like, yes, 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 yes. I didn't get any. I was making like $200 months. And so I keep thinking that that's still it. And on my walk this morning, I realized that's probably not it. That's probably not like even though I haven't been connected to that, I still think that's what I want to connect to. Which might be why I've been avoiding it because it really isn't. It really isn't. Like I've changed a lot and just even in this last year. I mean, I've changed a lot in the last few years. But definitely even in this last year, like I recognize new things I have resilience around, new things I'm interested in, old things that don't have as much of a clutch on me. And so part of my journaling as I go into it today is going to be not trying to hold on to that old idea, like really letting fresh visions and fresh feelings and fresh ideas come through. Some of them might be the same, but not to try to make it that. Like just because I wanted that in 2024 doesn't mean that I want that now. Um, and sometimes we have to remind ourselves of that because you might be different from who you were. the last time you tried to change whatever it is you're trying to change now?